just there. I'm an assistant professor at Northumbria University, and I'm the institutional lead for a project in the from Northumbria, and I lead on other areas as well, like the development strand of the project and admissions strand of the project as well for the university. I'm a co-lead on the development strand with Maya. My career journey, originally I came from Nigeria, and I was qualified as a general nurse and a mental health nurse from Nigeria. We call it psychiatric nursing. So came into the NHS in the UK, work in the private sector. But my passion is always for education. I love transferring knowledge to other people. And what I find out, especially while working in the NHS, is that there is like need for change always, and you find out that you only like trying to change very, very little small number of people, because you can only like effect changes with the little people you are working with. But my passion is greater than that. So I did my BSc top-up degree, did my master's degree all in the UK. Then, after finishing my BSc degree, before I finished, I realized that this is really where I want to be. And luckily for me, one of the program leader on that course that time just said to me, Ben, oh, we love you. You're really good. Do you mind taking the teaching job as a part-time? So I said, oh, yeah, that's my interest. So I started teaching as a part-time in that university, and the university is in the Northeast here as well. So doing that for a while, I thought I need more. So I did my master's degree, then got the part-time job, which became a full-time job as well that time. So I was teaching for a while before I applied. So if I talk about my application process, I applied for the PhD, and it took almost 2 years before I even got a response. I didn't apply through funding because I was already a university lecturer, so the university will fund my project anyway. But I didn't get a response. Tried so many times, but eventually I got a response. Started my post. Professional doctorate degree. So I took the route of professional doctorate. So what I will say, as a mature student, it's not very easy, like everyone has said, because you're combining your job, you're combining it with the studies of PhD. And don't forget, I'm working as a full-time student and lecturer as well. So which make it so difficult at that time. But I think choosing the right supervisory team goes a long way in your study, which I'll talk about later on as well today. So I was so lucky to have a director of study who works with me as well. So we've worked together and we are in the same university. And she's from white background, but she is really good with how to manage anyone from ethnic minority group. So when you're looking for that PhD supervisory team, don't think about the fact that, oh, it has to be someone from ethnic minority group, because you might struggle to get that, because we are not many. So, but we have so many white allies as well who are supervisors, and they are very good. They understand your value, they understand what your beliefs are, and they cherish equality and things like that as well. And they can be very good in supervising you. So, and another thing I would say is resilience. And when we talk about that work-life balance, you need to actually calculate how many hours you really need to spend on your PhD as compared to what you are doing in your day job, because that's really important. You can be lost in the system of PhD if you don't have a very good plan for yourself. So that planning is really, really good. Time management is really very, very important. Then your one of the issue I have during my PhD, when I finished my PhD, is that we couldn't find an external examiner for my PhD, and it took more than 6 months before we can actually find an external examiner. So for my viva. So we really need to, and nobody tell you all this before or when you start or before you start. You get to learn as you go on, continue on the program. So, and one of the issue I have is because of the method that I use, because I use Lego bricks to collect my data, so which becomes my own data collection method, and it's something that doesn't like exist. Lego bricks are used to solve problems. Nobody has used it to collect data, research data before. So I have to, during the course of my program, I have to publish a paper on the use of Lego bricks itself, which is outside the focus of my PhD before I can go further in the study. So there are so many things that are unexpected that you meet on the way during your studies. But I completed my PhD and continue as a lecturer. And what I would say is that PhD actually opened doors for you, because once you complete that PhD, like the previous lecturer has presenter has talked about, you will see that your adaptability knowledge increases, your critical thinking increases. You have so many things that you gain from that course, which opens doors for you. And well, another thing that I will encourage people to think about is that it's not all about academia. When you finish your PhD, there are so many other doors that could open for you. We have many people after their PhD, they work in postdoctoral research area. As you know, some people work as lecturer, and we have people that goes into research fellow area. We have many PhD people that become have senior academic roles as well. Then PhD lead you into going into industries. You can be employed by government departments or agencies as policy developer, research and analysis role as well. Then it can take you into entrepreneurship as well. So it depends on the topic of your field of practice in the PhD. So as a lecturer, I would say that there are so many other opportunities as well. And what I would encourage people to think about when you qualify as a PhD holder is that when you start working, if you are a lecturer, which I am, and I'll be able to talk about that more, is to grab opportunities that come your way. Because when you look at this life, it's not easy, the job you are doing to start with, but opportunities will always come your way. Be very, very careful not to just say yes to every opportunity that come your way, because you might lose your own focus as well. Don't forget, you have a research interest that you've done in your PhD. Although many a times this could change when you get into practice, but think about that research interest and grab opportunities in that area. And you can only grab those opportunities through networking, because it's through networking that I was able to get here, because nobody knows you, nobody sees you if you don't network. If you put yourself in your own cocoon, because I'm saying this because people from ethnic minority group background, sometimes we feel that if we keep ourselves to ourselves, then we are okay. No, you need to network, because that's the only way you can get become known to people, and people can know what your interest is, and they can like suggest things for you as well. So that is very, very important, taking those opportunities. Apart from that, I don't know if there's any question. I'll welcome question. Okay.
One
So
wants if you could share the
paper.
Lego bricks paper, please.
Yeah. It's online, so I will share it on this page before we leave. It's about Nigerian students and transitioning from Nigerian educational system to the UK university higher education system. So I look at the socio-cultural factors that affect that transition. So, and that research actually showed that people from Nigeria who are nurses, the most uh, problem they have is fear, because most of the time the system they are coming from is a system that they create fear into them, and changing when they get to the UK becomes a very big issue for them. So yeah, I will put the link to that paper on the chat before we leave today. Thank you. Any other question? Okay. So do you want me to talk quickly about the professional doctorate?
Maybe if we first talk a little bit about the application, so Debbie and Glenn can come into it, and then we come back to it at the end.